Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our alternative coverage of the Premier League final day on the Commentary Hub. I'm your alternative host, Nicholas Jones, and the game we will be covering is Leicester City against West Ham United. And I'm delighted to have as our alternative commentator is Mike Harneman. Good afternoon to you, Mike.
Good afternoon, Nicholas. It's a very exciting time, obviously, for fans of the Premier League. You know, being the final day, lots of twists and turns that I'm sure are going to happen throughout the rest of the afternoon. And it's going to be great to cover, obviously, one of the games and see what happens with the rest of them as well. Obviously, you know, it's not just survival today. There's European places up for grabs and everything like that as well. So as much as we're covering this, we'll make sure that everyone knows everything that's going on that they need to know in terms of those sort of places as well.
Yes, indeed. And another crucial match is going on at this time, which we will be keeping tabs on for you. It's the League Two playoff final between Carlisle United and Stockport County, which has gone to penalties. It finished 1-1 normal time, but currently the state of play in penalties, it's 1 goal apiece. So more on that later. But to start with the featured game, Leicester against West Ham. How do you see this one going?
Well, quite simply put, Leicester have to win. If Leicester don't win, then you know it's all ifs, buts, and maybes. They've got to be relying on Everton's result against Bournemouth. So for Leicester, they have to do the business themselves and have to get the win. And it's going to be a very tricky game. Obviously, they've not had the best of seasons, as everybody knows. And Leicester just got to rely on themselves. And if they can get the win, then you know they've done their bit basically, and then sort of rely, and then sort of see what happens elsewhere. But yeah, Leicester have to win anyway. That's for sure.
Yes, they certainly do. But the team in contention to stay in the Premier League in terms of positioning has to be Everton. If they win and the others don't, and Leicester and Leeds United who are in this scrap as well. If Everton win or draw and the others don't, that they are safe. As you mentioned, Leicester need a win to survive, but they also have to rely on Everton losing and also the result going against Leeds United. Leeds also require a win, but goal difference and other results may count against them. Now that I've mentioned all this, how do you see it finishing at the end?
Oh, that's the $1 million question, really, isn't it? You know, you can't really bet against Everton being the side that are outside the relegations at this present moment in time. Leicester have got a tricky game against West Ham here, who obviously themselves got one eye on the Conference League final in a couple of weeks' time after they qualified in midweek. And then Leeds need to get a win as well, as you mentioned there. And they obviously face off with Tottenham, who are looking to try and get into the Conference League this season themselves. So, yeah, you can't really bet against Everton, but it's the Premier League, it's the final day. There's going to be twists and turns and many thrills and spills along the way as well.
Yep, still going through penalties in the League Two playoff final. Stockport County have missed a penalty, so right now it's advantage Carlisle. The last placing in Europe, as we mentioned just now, is also yet to be decided because the Champions League and Europa League allocations are all sorted out. So it's Aston Villa, Tottenham Hotspur, and Brentford the only contenders. But the thing is, if Villa win, they take the spot, and nothing anyone says or does will change that. Brentford and Tottenham must win, but they have to rely on Aston Villa losing if they are to take it for themselves. Also Aston Villa will be safe should they draw and neither opponent wins. How do you see the final placing in the Europa Conference League being decided?
Yeah, well, Aston Villa obviously play Brighton at home. And that's going to be, a difficult game. Obviously, Brighton qualified for Europe in midweek themselves, which is obviously a fantastic achievement for Roberto De Zerbi and the likes over there. A big achievement for them. Obviously, Aston Villa in the driving seat, but there's not an awful lot really in it between, Tottenham obviously go to Leeds, who are in a relegation scrap, and then Brentford obviously host up against Manchester City, the champions as well. So, it's a big ask for Brentford, massive ask for Brentford. But then between Aston Villa and Tottenham, it could go either way, I think.
Yes, it certainly could. But before we go further into this, who is lining up for Leicester and West Ham?
So the match lineup for Leicester, we've got Everton in goal, then we've got back four of Castagna, Fives, Evans, and Thomas. Midfield consists of Samori, Dewsbury Hall, Maddison, Tielemans, Barnes, and Ian Nacho is the man chosen to lead the line. And then for West Ham, Fabianski is the goalkeeper. Kera, Soufal, Agard, and Cresswell at the back four. And then the midfield are Downs and Declan Rice. Might be Declan Rice's last game for West Ham, by the way, as well. For those that haven't been following rumours, he's been linked with a move away to Arsenal, Man United, and a couple of other clubs as well. And then Benrahma, Paqueta, I should say, Fornals, and Antonio is the man that leads the line. Subs are Vardy, Smithies, Suter, Amati, Daka, Pereira, Mendy, Pratt, and Tete for Leicester, and Zuma, Lanzini, Areola, Cornet, Ings, Bowen, Ogbonna, Souček, and Emerson for West Ham. The match officials, by the way, are Simon Hooper, who's the main referee, assisted by Adrian Holmes and Richard West, and then Matthew Donahue is the fourth official, and Chris Kavanagh and Daniel Robatton are the guys that are going to be dealing with the VAR side of things this afternoon.
Thanks, Mike. And whilst you're going through the lineups, we have a winner in the League Two playoff final. Carlisle United will step up to League One. Taylor Charters scoring the winning goal. But now that we've got that out of the way, let's move straight ahead into the Premier League. As we've been saying, quite a few interesting games, starting with Everton, Bournemouth, Leeds against Tottenham, who, don't forget, are vying for a place in the Europa Conference League, though other results may well count against them. It's a three-way fight for both relegation and the last placing in Europe, and we will keep an eye on everything that goes on, and we will keep an eye on everything that's going on in this match. Throughout these matches as the Premier League draws to a close. So we're just about ready to go at the King Power Stadium for Leicester City against West Ham. I'm going to be keeping an eye on Everton again. I'm going to be keeping an eye on Everton against AFC Bournemouth. So for our featured game, let's cross over to the King Power Stadium and join Mike Harneman.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. And as I said before, very exciting times here for the Premier League. It's a little bit nervy as well if you're a fan of Leicester or Everton or Leeds, even Aston Villa, Brentford, and Tottenham as well, to see how your sides get on. But yeah, it's going to be a real interesting one nonetheless. Leicester, obviously, as I mentioned, need a win to have any chance of staying up. It's going to be a real tricky game against this West Ham side who, as I mentioned previously, have qualified for the Conference League final where they're going to take on Fiorentina in a couple of weeks as well. I think 9th of June for that one, I believe, is the date for that. I think it's like Wednesday week or something like that. It's going to be real interesting here to see the two sides in the tunnel now. Got Johnny Evans there, just leading Leicester out, and obviously Declan Rice leading West Ham out. For what will probably be, in fact, the last time in a West Ham shirt. It's going to be an interesting one to see where he ends up in the summer. What sort of side he goes to, whether it's an Arsenal or Man United or possibly a Newcastle or somebody like that with the money that they've got and the fact that they're obviously doing a lot better this season as well. But just have a look here regarding a few more bits of information. But as the two teams are just coming out now, just about to line up. So yeah, just interestingly, Leicester are looking to complete the Premier League double over West Ham for only the fourth time, which is quite an interesting stat as well. And it's going to be an interesting one to see what happens on that side of things. But they have only won one of their last 5 home matches versus West Ham as well. So, it sort of swings and roundabouts when it comes to that, and in which way it can go. Obviously, Leicester, if you remember this time last season, final day of last season, Leicester went and they beat Southampton by 4-1. Southampton are already going to be playing Championship football next season, no matter what happens, because they were obviously relegated about 2 weeks ago, something like that, 2-3 weeks ago themselves. So they're guaranteed. They've been guaranteed to go down no matter what has happened today anyway. And it's just about who's going to join them. But as I was just saying just a moment ago, it's all really in Everton's hands, being the side that are outside the relegation zone, and obviously they've got Bournemouth. Everyone's at home, incidentally, as well, which I find quite interesting. Leicester, Everton, and Leeds are all facing off at home, which is an interesting stat as well, which makes it kind of a very level playing field when it comes to that. So for Leicester, I just mentioned there regarding the fact that they only won 1 of 5 versus West Ham. There was only they drew 2 and lost 2 as well from the other parts of those. There's other games, I should say. Sorry, but they've also only won just 2 of their last 16, which is also kind of going against them there. They've lost 10 and drawn 4 from that 16, and I think their last win was a 2-0 win over Leeds, which I think was their last clean sheet, in fact, as well, back in. Their last clean sheet anyway was against Leeds, which is their last in, I think, 12 games, I believe. So the two sides are just getting themselves ready now. Should be underway any moment. Let's see who's going to get us underway, whether it's going to be Leicester or whether it's going to be West Ham. We're just doing the coin toss now. And obviously, being the final day, they want to make sure that all these games kick off at the same time and end at the same time as well, if they can, because they don't want to be hanging around for too long and waiting on results if they don't need to be, if it's already done and dusted. But it looks like it's going to be, I believe, Leicester to get us up and running, with Ian Nacho, the man who's going to kick off here. And he's going to kick off with, just trying to see who's going to kick off with there, but there was another player that walked over as well. Might have been Tillemans, was it? Not too sure, but it's Ian Nacho anyway. And we've got a real big game here in store. Just taking the knee. It was actually Samare, number 42, the other man who was there. That's between Samare and Ian Nacho to kick off. And it's now underway at the King Power in this massive relegation run-in. Leicester City just knocking it around at the back at this present moment in time. And it's with Yuri Tillemans there. Going to try and play it out wide, and it's a good head there from, I think that was Creswell on that side, towards Paqueta now. And it's back with Leicester and Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans is looking to go back to his keeper, Daniel Everton, and Everton there just knocked it out to 5 and then just knocks it back to his keeper again. Leicester in their familiar blue shirts, blue shorts, and blue socks as well. Kicking from the left to right in this first half, and West Ham in their familiar claret and blue kit as well. And it's Leicester that are in possession right now, looking to find Ian Nacho there down the touchline. Good turn from him. Knocks it into midfield, and it's good clearance out by, I think that was Flynn Downs that time. And Leicester just have it back with Johnny Evans now. I'm just going to knock it down the line. And it's easily dealt with there by Soufal. And he wins In fact, he doesn't win a throw. It goes off of, he goes straight out of play, sorry, and behind for a Leicester ball that time around. Just a throw in here. Early doors, Leicester 0, West Ham 0. And it's Yuri Tillemans in possession of the ball. Back to, that was Fires now, and now on to Castagna, Belgian international. Back to Fires again. And of course, to his centre-back partner, Johnny Evans, former Man United man, of course. Amongst many other clubs. Very illustrious career that Johnny Evans has had, internationally as well as club level. And it's now, that was, looked like a foul there, but referee says no, it's Mikel Antonio, possession for West Ham. Knocks it on to Paqueta. Paqueta down the line for, and that's Ben Rama now. Into the box he goes, and he's going to win a corner there as well. Early pressure from West Ham there, and a chance to get themselves ahead after just a couple of minutes. Good pressure from West Ham there, and a little bit of needed defending on the Leicester side of things as well. Just a chance here now to see what happens from this corner, though. It's going to be whipped in by, I think that's Paqueta, was it? It's a chance there. And cleared out by the Leicester man. I think it was towards Iheanacho. But all the way back it goes to Lukasz Fabianski. Polish international, former Arsenal goalkeeper, former Swansea goalkeeper as well. And here is Declan Rice now. Harry Kane has given Spurs the lead against Leicester after 3 minutes. So that sees Leeds in... Leicester against Leeds, I should say. There as well. Harry Kane's given Spurs the lead against Leeds there. I think I might have said Leicester, but anyway, I've just got this game on my brain. But Harry Kane, obviously, fantastic striker in his own right. And that's a real worry for Leeds going in behind that early on. There's a foul here on James Maddison by Declan Rice. Two England internationals on each other. It does see Spurs at this present moment in time in the final Conference League place as well, by the way. And Leeds, obviously, as we mentioned, need to get a result themselves. So they've got to do it from behind. And that's not what they would have wanted. Here's a chance for Ben Rama now for West Ham. Ben Rama going to knock it back to Declan Rice, onto Paqueta. Now Rice again. Now Ben Rama once more. There's a chance for Ben Rama. Good defending there. And Leicester can break through. That was Dewsbury Hall, I think. It's cleared out by Fabianski, but it's not a great clearance. Leicester have it back. At this present moment in time, Leeds are on 31 points, Leicester on 32, and Everton on 34. That's the way things stand at this present moment in the relegation scrap. Of course, Luton Town were promoted up to the Premier League yesterday, so whoever does stay in the Premiership will be going to Kenilworth Road next season for a game there at some point. Of course, James Justin is not in the squad for Leicester today, but he's a former Luton man. I'm sure if he does stay with Leicester, and if Leicester stay in the Premier League, that's one that he'll be looking forward to. I think he's out injured, actually, James Justin. And of course, Burnley as well, another side promoted to the big time, and Cornet's on the bench for West Ham today. So he'll be looking forward to that match-up against his former side. There's a chance here for Declan Rice now. Now Mikel Antonio. Cleared out by Thomas. He gets it back as well. We've had almost 6 minutes. It's Leicester 0, West Ham United 0 here on the Commentary Hub. And all part in the channels as well for the Premier League final day. And as we've mentioned, the only goal that's gone in so far is in favour of Tottenham, who are 1-0 up against Leeds through Harry Kane's early goal. Here's Johnny Evans now for Leicester. Here's Fires. He's going to play that one to Castagna from, I think it was Sumare. And it comes off standing at that time, and it's gone behind for a West Ham ball. Throwing in their favour to be taken by Aaron Creswell, the left back, English left back as well. There's a chance here for Paqueta, and now Creswell. And Leicester have closed that one down well. Here's Iheanacho. Obviously won the Premier League not long ago, Iheanacho, with Manchester City. That's a poor ball there, and it's gone all the way out of play for a West Ham goal kick. Dewsbury Hall trying to feed the ball through there, but just couldn't get on the end of. So there's just nobody who could get on the end of it. Of course, Leicester City not long ago were Premier League winners. It was 2015, 2016, and as I say that, the man who captained them to that title pops up on my screen in front of me as well. Wes Morgan, a fantastic centre back in his own right, and a fantastic side that Leicester were, winning the Premier League title at 5,000 to 1. Obviously, they went on and won the FA Cup just a couple of seasons later as well, 2020-21, I believe, that season. So they obviously have been successful in recent seasons. See John Terry there barking out instructions. He's now on the Leicester coaching staff. And I'm sure he'll want to get one over on West Ham, being a former Chelsea player and all of that as well, being a London rival of theirs. There's a chance here for Creswell now. Creswell down the line for Benrahma. Back to Creswell once more. Aston Villa 1, Brighton 0. Douglas Luiz is the man on the score sheet. So now Aston Villa are back in the ascendancy, going into those Conference League places. Here's Paqueta now. Brighton, obviously, as I mentioned before, have already qualified for the Europa League themselves. Here's Creswell. Here is Paqueta. Back it goes to, that was, couldn't see who that was actually, but anyways, now I think it might have been Kehrer actually. Now Declan Rice. Plays it out wide, looking for Kehrer, and it's cleared out. Leicester have it back now through the on-running Harvey Barnes. It's gone out of play for a throw-in. Now Johnny Evans is in possession there. Back he goes to Daniel Leverson once more. Here's Faes now. Coming up to the 10th minute here at the King Power Stadium. Leicester 0, West Ham 0. And of course, as we mentioned, there have been goals in the game between Leeds and Tottenham, where Harry Kane's given Tottenham the lead, and Aston Villa are leading by a goal to 0 against Brighton as well through Douglas Luiz. The only goals so far. There's a chance here. It's a poor ball down. It's a chance for Iheanacho. Good defending there and tidied up well by, I think, Soufal at that time. Leicester were looking to get in there. They really started this game on the front foot, as you can probably tell. Here's Johnny Evans. Plays it down the line and it's cleared out. Declan Rice has it now. Now it's with Dewsbury Hall. And Dewsbury Hall is actually a former Luton player as well. So he's going to be looking forward to his trip to the Kenny next season. There's a chance now for, that was Dewsbury Hall again. There's good defending there and cleared out. And now it's Mikel Antonio here for West Ham. Now Paqueta. Now Benrahma. West Ham looking to counter. Side Benrahma. What can he do here? Benrahma, is he going to get a shot away? No, he's not. He's going to feed Declan Rice instead. Out it goes there. That was the number 8 for West Ham. 4 now that time. Trying to whip across in, and it's cleared out by Faes. And West Ham put a bit of pressure on now. And it's gone behind for a throw-in. It's going to go here back to Declan Rice again. And now got the number, I think that's Agard. And now it's with Downs. Back to Agard again. And on it goes to his centre-back partner, Soufal. And on it goes now to Kehrer. this present moment in time, there's no goals in the Everton game, and Leeds are obviously behind, as I mentioned as well. But Leicester need to get a win, and obviously they're not doing that at this moment. So they really, they really got to be relying on themselves more than anything else. And West Ham just knocking it around at the back here for the time being. Incidentally, Dean Smith has not won against David Moyes in 6 Premier League meetings, 5 losses and 1 draw. So, that's another thing that doesn't really go in Leicester's favour when you look at that. Obviously, I know he's only new to the job, but it's something when you look at that is also a little bit of a worry for Leicester City supporters. Here's Ben Rama now. Now Declan Rice onto Paqueta. Going to get it back, as you know, it's Dewsbury Hall now. It's given away. Here is Fornals. Goes back to Kaywa, Fornals as well. And in fact, it was Sufa that time around, I should say. Gone behind for a throw-in. Here's Paqueta now. Going to get a shot away, as he is, and it's a weak effort, and it's very well wide of Daniel Everson's goal. Had almost 13 minutes here on the commentary hub. It's Leicester 0, West Ham 0 in this alternative commentary of the final day. Listen to me, to myself, Mike Heineman, and of course, if you want to give us a follow, you can follow us on Twitter at the commentary. At the Commentary Hub's channels, which are at Commentary Live 1 on Twitter and Facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube or listening along on YouTube, don't forget you can always hit that subscribe button as well. Always very much appreciated. Here's Tillemans now. A through ball towards Maddison. And Maddison, it's got on the overlap. I think it might have been Dewsbury Hall. I'm not too sure, but chance here for Iheanacho. And he drags that one wide of Lucas Fabianski's goal. Again, Leicester City in though, and it's down that right side, I think it was as well. Sorry, left side, it was Thomas that time actually, where Leicester City getting a little bit of joy up against this West Ham back line. There's a chance here now for West Ham to get it forward, but it's given away to Fires. Here's Johnny Evans now. Here is Yuri Tillemans. Of course, he was thinking of a move away not long ago himself. It's through ball there from Evans towards Iheanacho. Good defending there from Agard, and he needed to as well because Iheanacho there, everyone knows the dangers of the Nigerian striker. Here is Antonio now. He's in a bit of space here for West Ham. Gets the shot away. It's a good save there from Everson. A very good strong hand to parry it away from the danger as well. And out into the midfield. And in fact, there's a flag up there as well. But that was a good chance there for West Ham. Comes from a little bit of sloppy play from Leicester. Here's the chance for Iheanacho actually. And it's good defending there from Agard. Because I think it looked like Iheanacho was about to get his shot away. And he had to get a foot in there because, as I said, Iheanacho's known for sticking the ball into the back of the net, and that was very good defending there. Arsenal, incidentally, are 2-0 up against Wolves in one of the games. Newcastle beating Chelsea by a 0-0 at Stamford Bridge as well. Not too sure on the scorers, but I will find those ones out for you soon. But in the ones that are relevant, there's no change to what we've already mentioned. Liverpool 2-0 up against relegated Southampton as well in their final Premier League appearance of the season. Here is Creswell now. Here's Declan Rice. Now Creswell again. Back to Rice. Goes down. Referee says he's playing advantage here, I think. Declan Rice is down. And while Declan Rice is down, I'm going to have a look at some of these other scores and see if I can find out who scored throughout these other games. Whilst Declan Rice is getting treatment. In the Arsenal game, it was 2 goals from Granit Xhaka, who might be making his final Arsenal appearance, in fact, as well. Got 2 early goals in that one. As for Newcastle, they're 1-0 up through Anthony Gordon. Everton could probably be doing with him right now. And in the Liverpool game, they're 2-0 up because of Jota, and Firmino on his final Liverpool appearance has got himself a goal as well. So that's just to keep you across some of the other scores and what else is going on in the Premier League, away from all of the nitty-gritty of Europe and the relegation scrap. There's a chance for Leicester now. It's with James Maddison there. Down the line it goes towards. Couldn't see who that was actually, but it's cleared out anyway and away for a Leicester throw. Almost 18 minutes played. Here's Iheanacho now. Chance for Leicester. And it's now with Dewsbury Hall there. Good feet from Dewsbury Hall as well. Now it's with Barnes. Iheanacho. In fact, it's Tielemans, I should say. It's from Samare's ball, I should say, rather than Iheanacho. And that's just a very wayward effort over the top of the goal and not troubling Lucas Fabianski one bit. But again, it's good build-up play from Leicester. A bit of space as well. And West Ham not closing him down there. And Yuri Tielemans just couldn't direct that one on target. And just there's more danger to the crowd behind the goal than Lucas Fabianski in. Here is a chance here now. It's going to get a ball through. Who's that now? That is Barnes. Now Maddison. James Maddison to Samare. Now Maddison again looking to put the ball into the box, and good clearance out from West Ham there, and away from danger it goes as well towards Antonio up against Fires. Referee has given the free kick there in favour of Leicester City. There's a little bit of a coming together, not really an awful lot in it, and referee has deemed that one to go in favour of the home side. And it's now Tielemans to Evans. In fact, Evans is going to take the free kick to Tielemans, in fact, and knocks it on to Maddison. Tries to find free ball for Iheanacho, and good defending there. But here is Yuri Tielemans now. And chance for Leicester to break. Sorry, chance for West Ham, I should say, to break now, I should say. And here's Paqueta. Now West Ham just knocking it around at the back. Here's Declan Rice. And chance there for Aaron Creswell on the left flank to Ben Rama. Creswell again. Now Declan Rice once more. Looking to bring this one forward, but he's been forced to go back to Aged. And now that's Flynn Downs there. And now back to Declan Rice again. And on it goes to Keira. And then on to... And shot a goal there, and it's wide from Fornals. Claiming a corner, but the referee has deemed that one to be a goal kick, I believe. Let's have a look here from this angle. Yeah, he's just shanked that one wide. No second touch. Here's Fires now. On it goes to Johnny Evans. 20 minutes played here on the Commentary Hub and alternative channels. It still remains goalless between Leicester and West Ham. It's Fires once more. Plays it in to the midfield. And it's a battle now between Flynn Downs and I think it was Samure. And Downs wins it and plays Ben Rama in. Ben Rama to Antonio, and Antonio skies that one over the top of Daniel Everson's net. It's very quiet in terms of some of these other games as well. Not loads happening at this present moment in time. So I will have a little look at the table, though. The table as it stands sees Newcastle in third, ahead of Manchester United, with Newcastle leading their game. Man United currently drawing against Fulham. So Newcastle will finish above Manchester United as things stand. Tottenham looks like they're in the Conference League at this present moment in time, are they? Let's have a look here. Although Aston Villa are winning their game, so let's have a look here now, because I think that's maybe not been updated. But anyway, in fact, yeah, let's carry through that in a moment. as Leicester have possession. Here is James Maddison on to Johnny Evans there. And Johnny Evans to Fires. Plays the ball down the line, and it's going to be seen through by Creswell towards Flynn Downs. Is he fouled there? Referee says no. In fact, the referee does put it back for a free kick second time around. See a couple of Leicester fans around me on the phone trying to find out what's going on with these other results as well between the Leeds and Tottenham score and also the score in the Everton game. Trying to keep across everything else when they're on their phones and on the radio and everything like that as well, so they know what is going on in the other games that are going to affect them. West Ham have possession now, knocking it out wide towards Creswell. Into Ben Rama there. Here's Paqueta now, onto Flynn Downs. West Ham keeping possession well at the moment. Here's Paqueta again. Tries to find the ball for Creswell, and he does find the ball as well. Creswell does well to... In fact, Creswell is offside there. I'm looking at Jamie Vardy just in front of me here, man who could always come on and make a big difference in this game. I'm sure he will feature at some stage as well. But Iheanacho was the man chosen to lead the line this afternoon. It's now with Declan Rice there. On it goes to Ben Rama. And back it goes to, that was Agard. It's been out for a little while, Agard, and I think it's his first game back in a couple of weeks as well, this one. He's going to play it out to Creswell now. And here's Declan Rice. Declan Rice, good ball into Paqueta, and now chance for West Ham to counter. Keira looking for Antonio. Castagna there, bounces off his knee. And he's able to deal with that at the second time of asking. He gives it to his teammate Maddison as well. And now Tinnerman's looking to get Leicester moving. Here's Dewsbury Hall there. I think it is. In fact, it might even be Thomas. No, it was Dewsbury Hall. Now it's Thomas. And now here's Johnny Evans. Here's Fires now. Johnny Evans, out he goes to Thomas once more. Here's Yuri Tillemans now. Looking to find the ball towards Iheanacho. Does well. Shot a goal here, and it's straight at Lucas Fabianski from Harvey Barnes. It's quite a tame effort, really, as well. But it's good playing. Bit of good playing, good build up there from Iheanacho. Finds Harvey Barnes. He's in a decent position, but it's more of a pass back than an actual real effort in any danger to Lucas Fabianski's goal there. Very weak effort. Here's Ben Rama now. On it goes to Paqueta. Back to Ben Rama again. Chance here for West Ham. It's good defending there from Dewsbury Hall up against Fornells. Here's Declan Rice. 20 minutes left of this first half. 25 played. Still remains goalless. Here's Aaron Creswell now. On to Flynn Downs and back to Declan Rice again. Looking to pull the strings in the midfield for West Ham. And Flynn Downs has possession here. In fact, he's been at West Ham for quite a while, I believe, Flynn Downs. I think he came a couple of seasons ago. Here's Sue Fowl now. And all the way back from, I think it's Fornells to keeper Fabianski. West Ham knocking it around here at the back with Creswell, and Flynn Downs is in possession now. Here's Declan Rice. Good through ball there to Ben Rama. There's a chance here. Hang on a minute. We've got a result from, a score from Nicholas coming in, but it's a good bit of play there from West Ham and cleared out by Fires. Aston Villa are now 2-0 up against Brighton, and it's Ollie Watkins, the man on the score sheet there after 26 minutes to double up their lead after Douglas Luiz's earlier goal. So Aston Villa 2, Brighton 0 as it stands. And here is Creswell for West Ham. On it goes towards Ben Rama. Good clearance out by Fies, and now Tielemans to Castagno, and back he goes to Johnny Evans there. And Dewsbury Hall's in possession. Tielemans as well. Just Leicester knocking it around quite freely at the moment. Here's Fies again. Plays that one towards... What's that, Barnes? There's a delivery in, and it's looking towards Iheanacho. Iheanacho keeps it in as well. Maddison back to Iheanacho, gets a shot away, and that one is over the top of Lucas Fabianski's goal. Jamie Vardy's applauding his teammates there for the effort they're putting in, and that was not that far away. It's a good touch originally from Iheanacho, gets it back from James Maddison, and just couldn't direct that one on target. Ends up in the Leicester fans behind the goal. Iheanacho there looking to the heavens. Lucas Fabianski to take the goal kick. Clears it out towards Antonio. Here's Fies now. Here's a chance for Leicester to get moving through Castagno. And Sumera, good touch from him. Now Maddison towards Barnes. What's he going to do here? Is he going to get on the overlap? No, he loses out there to, I think it was Sue Fowl that time around. Leicester really looking to up the ante though to get themselves that all-important goal. Here's a foul. In fact, there's no foul given there on Paqueta, who looks quite angrily towards the referee there. It's a chance at goal from Dewsbury Hall. That's another one high and wide and not very handsome, in fact. And James Maddison there having a few choice words with, I think, Paqueta regarding that challenge. Paqueta slammed the floor up after going down there, and it led to a Leicester chance, but nothing came of it in the end. It's a through ball towards the head of Antonio. Just heads it to the Leicester man, which was Thomas, and now it's Leicester in possession of the ball. In fact, it's given away to Flynn Downs. West Ham looking to counter now. It's Michael Antonio. Michael Antonio up against Evans. He's got Thomas helping him out there as well, and Antonio can only find Fies. And he plays the ball looking towards Iheanacho, and Iheanacho does well there to win at the throw-in. Leicester City fans right behind their sides, as you could imagine, really trying to spur their team on to get that all-important victory, which would give them a little bit of hope in the survival fight. Here is Tielemans. Arsenal gone 3-0 up against Wolves now, and the third goal for Arsenal was scored by Bukayo Saka, incidentally. Here is Sumera, and now Thomas. Now Tielemans. Here's Fies, back to Tielemans again. Here is Sumera. And here is Yuri Tielemans again. The two midfielders there just knocking passes between themselves. Here's James Maddison, going to get a cross in, looking towards the on-run in Dewsbury Hall, and Iheanacho there couldn't get on the end of it either, and it's claimed easily by Lucas Fabianski. And he's going to knock that one out towards his teammate, which was Sufal. And now it's Agard. Into Declan Rice. Plays the ball forward towards Paqueta. And it's 4 nows that time. 4 nows towards Flynn Downs now. Now Declan Rice. Declan Rice here for West Ham. Now it's with Flynn Downs. Looks like Ian Acho, I don't know if he was in agony there, in a little bit of pain, but doesn't look like it. I think he was maybe just bending over to tie his shoe up. Here is Flynn Downs now. Chance here. Poor ball from Antonio straight towards Luke Thomas. Just giving away that. And Leicester have it and just knocking it around at the moment. Good bit of build-up play here from Leicester. And it's now with James Maddison towards Thomas. What can Thomas do here? He's going to try and find Ian Nacho. Good battle there, but it's gone behind for, I think it's going to be a throw into West Ham. 32 minutes played, still remains goalless in this alternative coverage. Leicester City 0, West Ham 0. Kieran Dewsbury Hall has missed the previous 2 games with injury and back in for Leicester today. It's now with West Ham just knocking it around. It's Aaron Creswell. Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1 now. And it's Kieran Trippier own goal. And also, this is quite an interesting one, Southampton have now pulled it back from 2-0 down against Liverpool. And that one is currently 2 each. Ward-Prowse and Sulemana, the guys on the score sheet there. And Manchester United are trailing 1-0 to Fulham as well, with Tete scoring. Mitrovic has also missed a penalty in that one, which could have made that one too. But it's 1-0 to Fulham at Old Trafford. Here is James Maddison now. Now, Luke Thomas. On it goes to Harvey Barnes. What can he do here? He's going to get it back as he as well. It's a chance here for Leicester. And it's a goal. Leicester have got themselves ahead. And it's Harvey Barnes. He got the ball second time out there. Fed through from Ian Nacho. It's a great run from Harvey Barnes. Just knocks the ball into the centre of the park there. Finds Ian Nacho. Ian Nacho knocks it back to him. Then he runs at the defender there. I think it might have been Keira. And just coolly slides it underneath Lucas Fabianski. And Leicester City have got that all-important goal. Leicester 1, West Ham 0. It's a great bit of play as well. Looking at this again. Harvey Barnes there. Yeah, it's a fantastic play. Harvey Barnes, then Ian Nacho. Nice 1-2 between the pair of them. And just slid into that bottom corner to give Leicester the lead. Lucas Fabianski, absolutely no chance. Dean Smith there, jumping up and down on the sidelines, as you can imagine. And as it stands, Everton are the side relegated, yes, because Leicester are leading. So it'd be them who go down alongside Leeds and Southampton. But yeah, Leicester leading at the moment. Everton currently 0-0 against Bournemouth. And Harvey Barnes getting his 13th Premier League goal of the calendar year. Or sorry, of the campaign, I should say. Here is Ben Rama now. Knocks it back towards... That was Agard. There's a goal difference which will do it for Leicester at the moment. It's 17 in their favour, and in I think it was 24, I believe, something like that for Everton. But I'll confirm in a moment once I can find out again. But either way, it's good enough for Leicester if they can hold on and get a win, or they can better this scoreline which they've got themselves ahead on at the moment. Johnny Evans in possession. As I said before, though, there's going to be plenty of twists and turns, and I'm still certain that's going to be the case as well, because this is only the first half of these games. Here is that was a chance here for Leicester. Now Maddison is going to get a shot away. It's wide there of the goal. Just Maddison got the ball through from, I think it was Simare. There's a bit of a wasted effort from James Maddison, but Leicester are shooting on every chance they get. They're certainly shooting on sight, Leicester City here, and it's worked in their favour so far, getting themselves the all-important goal. They've had a few other efforts as well. I think Ian Nacho's had one which wasn't that far away really, and they've had 3 or 4 which have gone over the top of Lucas Fabianski's goal as well. But certainly not afraid to shoot Leicester City. They're shooting on every opportunity they get at this half. Just going to have a look at this here from Harvey Barnes. It was a brilliant goal, just lovely finish. Cooley passed it into the net basically there, and Leicester City just very deserved of that lead in my opinion as well. Very much, been in the ascendancy on this game, and deserve the 1 goal lead that they've got at this present moment in time. Here's Shrewsbury Hall now. Here is Iheanacho. Chance here for Maddison. Gets a shot away. It's going to go behind for a corner. And James Maddison here, just giving a high five towards Iheanacho. 37 plays. And it's going to be a corner here to see if Leicester can double that lead. Just going to be whipped in here from, in fact, it's short towards Barnes, the goal scorer. And clear that from West Ham towards James Maddison now. 38 minutes played. Still Leicester 1, West Ham 0. And here is Thomas. On to Iheanacho. What can Iheanacho do here? He's going to knock it out wide towards Tielemans and then on to goal scorer Barnes. Back to Youri Tielemans again. Here's Dewsbury Hall now, and now Fies. Leicester City in possession of the ball, which is good for them having the lead. Here's James Maddison now. Here is Castagna. On towards Fies again. There's a chance here for Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall here for Leicester. Now it's with Youri Tielemans. Here is Iheanacho. Here's Iheanacho again. Youri Tielemans now. Now it's with Samar. And now there's a chance here for Tielemans. Games 1 when scoring first. Leicester have got 5 wins from 12, I should say. 6 defeats and 1 draw. So it's certainly not all done and dusted yet, with the whole of the second half to play and 5 minutes plus additional time in this first as well. Free ball from Maddison towards Iheanacho up against Sue Fowl now. Here's a chance for Leicester. It's now with Youri Tielemans. Plays the ball in towards Iheanacho. Goes behind for, is that going to be a corner or a throw here? And a goal kick here, sorry, or a corner. Let me have a look. I think it's going to be a goal kick, actually there. You see a couple of Leicester fans checking in on the other scores around them again. Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1 now. Undav has got the goal back for Brighton. He scored a few goals in recent games, Undav as well. Scored against Arsenal, scored against Manchester City as well. Here is Samar now. Now Declan Rice. Chance here for West Ham. It's given away. Fies. Now it's with Maddison. Looking for a foul, but not given. Leicester battling well there. Here's Antonio for West Ham. Declan Rice towards Flynn Downs now. Now it's with, in fact, there's an injury here. Declan Rice just got in a little bit late there. He's having a few words, angry words, in fact, with referee Simon Hooper as well. Is Declan Rice going to go to the book here? Let's see. On Iheanacho. Iheanacho's not very happy with Declan Rice and what's just occurred there. Just left a foot in after clearing the ball, actually, Declan Rice. Not loads in that one. But Iheanacho is still down nonetheless. And don't know if he's going to need treatment. Probably not when you look at it like that. But it's a Might be a yellow card here. Might be the first yellow of the game. Declan Rice is certainly trying his best to talk himself into it. Anyway, that's for sure. I think he has got away with that one though, and there's going to be no caution. But they are still carrying it on as well, which I find a little bit strange there. It just tried to diffuse the situation, but Iheanacho is still incensed there. But Leicester have the free kick nonetheless. Coming up to 42 minutes on the clock. Leicester 1, West Ham 0 from Harvey Barnes' goal. It's the difference so far. Leeds still trailing by a goal to 0 to Harry Kane against Tottenham, and Everton and Bournemouth is still goalless as well. Aston Villa 2-1 up against Brighton as things stand. Premier League final day here on the Commentary Hub. Of course, I'm your alternative commentator, Mike Heineman. Whipped in here and cleared out, in fact, by Michael Antonio. Johnny Evans has possession. Here is goal scorer Harvey Barnes. Now Sumer. Now Dewsbury Hall there. Now Johnny Evans. Now Tillemans. Now Evans again. Thomas. Evans once more. Now that's goal scorer again, Barnes. Leicester just knocking it around at the moment, just quite freely. In fact, it's given away as I say that. Commentator's curse. West Ham can counter here. And here is Michael Antonio. Antonio has got Creswell on the overlap. He finds him as well. Creswell towards Downs now. Downs in towards Paqueta. Leicester have done well to keep him quiet in this first half so far. Whipped in, and it's cleared out by Johnny Evans. He's whipped in from the right-hand side. It might have been Soufal, I think. But yeah, West Ham haven't really got their key players into the game. Fornals or Paqueta or Antonio. These sort of guys, Ben Rama as well, haven't really been in the game in this first half, which is credit to Leicester. That's Dewsbury Hall there, and it's good clearance from Soufal. And here is Yuri Tillemans. Now Samero. And here is Thomas. Here's Tillemans again. Whips that one across towards Castagna, but good foot in there from Creswell. Here's Ben Rama back to Creswell again. Here is Declan Rice in possession of the ball. West Ham trailing this one by a goal to 0. Here is Ben Rama now. Plays the ball forward, and it's good clearance there, but only as far as the West Ham man. Creswell's got it here, and now it's Ben Rama again, and now Declan Rice. Paqueta now. Trying to find Fornals, but intercepted well by Dewsbury Hall. And here is Iheanacho there. Here's Tillemans. Here's James Maddison. Chance for Leicester to get themselves a second goal before the break, maybe. Here is Castagna now. And here is Simora. And now it's back with Fez. We've gone into an additional 1 minute of stoppage time here. Just a minute left for Leicester to hold on, and then they'll be going in at the break with this all-important advantage. Here's Daniel Everson, now the goalkeeper. Haven't really been tested that much. I think West Ham might have tested him once in this first half, but he's not really been tested a lot, which is credit to the Leicester defence and the way that they're set up as well. It's a through ball here, and it's with Yuri Tillemans there, and now Sumer on towards Castagna. Castagna, in it goes to Tillemans again. Leicester just playing it around. They've got 15 seconds to hold on in this first half. Here's Maddison. Here's Castagna now. They might be able to get a second, in fact. Here's Tillemans. Here is Dewsbury Hall. Here's goal scorer Harvey Barnes. In fact, he's going to go back to Dewsbury Hall here. They're just playing it around. Referee Simon Hooper looks at his watch, and that is the half-time interval blown up for there. And Harvey Barnes' goal is the difference so far as Leicester City going at the break with that all-important goal and leading the game so far, getting the win that they need. And as things stand, as you've mentioned, Nicholas, it's all going the way that they want it to as well.
Thanks, Mike. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is going the way of. Yes, it is going the way of Leicester. Everton against Bournemouth, still playing. Still going on at the minute. 3 minutes have been added on. It's still 0-0, and the scoreline between Leeds and Tottenham is still 1-0 to Spurs. Other halftime results are just coming in now. The halftime scores at the moment are currently Arsenal 3, Wolves 0, Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1, Brentford 0, Manchester City 0, Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United 1, Fulham 1, and Southampton 2, Liverpool 2. So a very decisive. So what could be a very decisive final day in the Premier League is going on, and we're now just about 30 seconds away from the Everton Bournemouth match. I have to say there's been quite a few chances for both sides. Idrissa Gueye took a wonderful touch after collecting a pass inside the box, and also the players that have come close for Everton include Andre Gray, Garner, and Onana. Dominic Solanke had a few chances of himself for Bournemouth, and the last corner of the game, which went to Everton, doesn't go where they want to, and that was it has now finished Everton 0, and the halftime score has finished Everton 0, Bournemouth 0, and the way things are in the standings, it'll be Everton, not Leicester, that will go down. Leeds almost assert to go down along with relegation, along with championship bound Southampton. In the placing for the Europa Conference League, Aston Villa are still the team in prime position to do so. We'll get the thoughts of the first half across all tables, but right now, across the Premier League, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the Premier League final day. Our featured game is Leicester City 1, West Ham United 0. And before we get the thoughts of Mike, just going to go through the other halftime scores in the Premier League. Arsenal 3, Wolves 0, Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1, Brentford 0, Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1, Crystal Palace 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Everton 0, AFC Bournemouth 0, Leeds 0, Tottenham 1, Manchester United 1, Fulham 1, and Southampton 2, Liverpool 2. So Mike, quite an interesting first half from what I've been hearing between Leeds and West Ham, and with Leeds being 1-0 and with Leicester, I should say, being 1-0 up. That has completely changed everything in regards to the scrap for relegation.
Yeah, 100%. It certainly has thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, that's for sure. With Harvey Barnes' goal, Leicester deserve it as well. You know, I'm not going to say anything other than facts there, because Iheanacho's hit the crossbar. They've had other chances as well. I think Fabianski's made 1 or 2 really good saves. They've had a few which have gone over the top of the West Ham net as well. And, as I said during the commentary, they're certainly not afraid to shoot on sight. But, yeah, thoroughly deserving of that half-time lead for me. And, it's all down to Leeds and to Everton now to see how they respond, because Leicester City certainly hungry for keeping their Premier League place, from the basis of that first half.
Yes, they certainly are. We're just going to briefly take a moment at the last placing for the Europa Conference League. Currently Aston Villa are in the box seat. Tottenham, despite being 1-0 up against Leeds, it's not enough. Do you think Aston Villa will still be able to hold on and claim the place?
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this second half. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that second half. Obviously, Aston Villa there, 2-1 up against Brighton, as you say, and Tottenham leading that game as well by 1-0 against Leeds. So, at the moment it looks good for Aston Villa, but Brighton have got themselves back into this game now. So anything's possible. Anything can happen. Yeah.
Yes, but it's also bad news for Brentford, because they really needed to win against Manchester City. But eighth place in the Premier League ain't bad.
No, not bad at all for Brentford. Obviously, they've still got a half here to decide what happens with their placings themselves. But it's always going to be tricky, as I said at the start of the game, against champions Manchester City, who I think they've gone pretty strong, Manchester City as well, considering they've already won the title. They've got the likes of Foden playing, Mahrez is playing. They have rotated quite a bit, but Brentford is still a real difficult game for them. So it's interesting to see what happens there. Obviously, they have got big players on the bench, Man City as well, Haaland and co. So I'm sure that he might come on in the second half. But Brentford certainly have it all to do in that second half. And it's as I said, really before, it was probably going to be between Aston Villa and Tottenham anyway.
Yes, indeed. We're about a couple of minutes away from the second half, so we've just got enough time to plug tomorrow's featured game. It is the League One playoff final between Barnsley and Sheffield Wednesday. I will be the main commentator for this one, with Russ Vernon alongside me. So an intriguing first half across the board in the Premier League, with Everton destined to be relegated along with Leeds United, thanks to Leicester being 1-0 up against West Ham. Will that all change? Stand by for what could be an intriguing second half as we rejoin Mike Harneman.
Yes, thank you very much, Nicholas. So underway, sorry, not underway yet, but we'll be underway shortly, I should say, for the start of the second half as Leicester City lead by 1-0 against West Ham. And so far, that is enough for them as well to keep themselves out of that relegation and keep themselves in the Premier League for next season. Of course, earlier on, I mentioned the Championship as well, where the teams that have got promoted to the Premier League, obviously, has been decided. Obviously, Burnley have gone on and they've won the division. Obviously, Luton were promoted yesterday as well by beating Coventry on penalties after a 1-1 draw. That was a cracking game and a great commentary there from yourself, Nicholas, as well, might I add. And obviously, in the Championship as well, it was Sheffield United that went up alongside those two sides. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams get on next season in the big time. But we will be underway shortly. Not too sure whether there'll be any changes or anything like that, but not from a Leicester point of view. I don't believe there needs to be. I think they're very much doing everything that they need to do. And, you know, there are likes of Jamie Vardy on the bench and Daka and guys like that, if they need to, Pereira as well. But at the moment, I don't think they really need to change anything. I think if they keep it the same, Leicester, they're certainly doing their bit. So we'll have to wait and see what Everton can do and what Leeds can do. Everton in particular being the side that are outside the relegation. And if they go on and get themselves ahead, obviously, then that's going to be enough. But at the moment, it's 0-0 in that one as well. And Leeds obviously training to Tottenham at Ellen Road, which will see them down. And Tottenham, even though they're leading, will currently be missing out on the Conference League place. But we'll be underway shortly. We're not underway as of yet for the second half. Teams will be coming out again in a moment. But whilst I'm waiting for this to happen, you said about that Everton first half against Bournemouth, Nick. I know we've still got a second here until we know what's going to be going on for getting the game back underway. But do Everton look like they're going to cause problems to Bournemouth in that second half? Are they, because obviously Everton don't really have an out-and-out striker. They do have a couple on the bench, I believe. But do they look like, that there's a goal in it for them?
They certainly look very threatening throughout the first half because of those efforts by Gay and Garner. But as I mentioned before, Bournemouth have had a couple of chances with Dominic Solanke. So Everton have had two star quality players going for goal. Bournemouth from what I could get have so far just had one. So Everton might have the slight advantage, but we've seen what Bournemouth can do. So this could go both ways between the two of them. But one thing is certain. Everton definitely need to win.
Yeah, that's for sure. And obviously Leeds trailing at home to Tottenham as well. Do you see any way back for Leeds just before we come back into the main game here, which is being covered? Do you see Leeds being able to come back from 1-0 down and get the result they need? And then obviously it's going to be on the other results to see what happens. But do you think Leeds can win that?
I don't really think so. No, they've not had a really good season in the Premier League. I think Tottenham will hold them firm throughout. I think Tottenham will hold them firm throughout the second half. But I predicted that Coventry were going to go up yesterday, and got that prediction wrong. So the curse may struck again today. Who knows?
Yeah, and obviously you mentioned earlier regarding the League Two playoff game as well. Carlisle victorious on penalties, so they're going to be playing League One football next season. And then obviously that's gone to penalties. The game yesterday went to penalties as well. So hopefully you're ready for a long one tomorrow, because that could certainly go to penalties again.
Yes, it certainly well could, and we're just about to get underway for the second half across the board. So back to Mike Harneman.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are just about to get underway. Two teams are out now, and I think it's going to be West Ham to get us underway. Just seeing who it is that's going to kick off here. I don't believe there's any changes at half time either. I'll confirm when I know, but at the moment it looks like the two sides are as they were from the start of the game. It's going to be West Ham to get us underway. And it's going to be Ben Rama to... Is it Ben Rama to kick off? Let's have a look here. Just talking to... Oh, they're just checking here. I think they are trying to make sure that all the games kick off on time or kick off alongside each other, which is brilliant as well, I firmly believe. And yeah, we're underway. It was actually Flynn Downs who got us underway for West Ham in the second half. And it's now looking towards Antonio, but given away there. And here is, that was 24 Kera. And now Sufal. Now Downs for West Ham. We will keep you across anything that happens throughout the second half in these other games as well. Leeds against Tottenham, and also the game between Aston Villa and Brighton, and the game between Everton and Bournemouth as well, to see what happened in the fight for relegation and fight for survival, and also the battle for Europe. Here's Fires now. Here is Samir, now given away to Paqueta. West Ham have possession here. Now Flynn Downs. And now Fornals. On it goes to Sufal, whipped in, cleared out by Fires. And now West Ham have it back through the number 24, Kera. And now a guide out to Creswell. Into Declan Rice there. Chance here for West Ham. And it's good ball towards Sufal. And Sufal plays it into Downs. Downs now to Declan Rice. Declan Rice to Paquetá. And on it goes here towards Ben Rama. Ben Rama looking to find Antonio, and it's good clearance from Evans, and he is fouled as well, the Leicester City man. Leicester City captain, I should say, with Johnny Evans there. Just high-fiving his centre-back partner as well. I'm just having a look here now. See David Moyes and Kevin Nolan in front of me. Just looking at something on the monitor there. Not too sure what they're complaining about. I don't really see anything that they can, really. Here's Johnny Evans. Plays it down the line towards... I'm not too sure who that was. It looked like it was going to be a foul given, but no foul given either. Here is... It was actually... Who was that down? Was it Barnes down, or was it Thomas? He's just getting back to his feet anyway. It was Thomas, the man that went down, the left back. Tottenham have gone 2-0 up now. Pedro Porro has given Tottenham the lead in that, the double the advantage, sorry, I should say, in that one. So it's very much all to do for Leeds now, who certainly do look down and out. I'm going to be facing Championship football next season, and a trip to the likes of Rotherham and Co, who obviously a very local side to them, but yeah, be a derby for them next season, as it stands. Here's Flynn Downs now. Here is that was Kera. Now out it goes to Creswell there. Given away, fires towards Tielemans. Chance here for Iheanacho. What can Iheanacho do there? Plays it out wide. And it's going to be Tielemans. It's good through ball towards Barnes, goal scorer. Harvey Barnes there. He's offside. Did look like he was offside as well. I'm not too sure why it took a second there for the flag to go up, but he certainly looked offside straight away from me. Here's Fabianski now towards Declan Rice. Declan Rice plays it towards... In fact, it's gone back to Creswell that time. It was Ben Rama, I think it was involved as well. Here is Kara. Now Downs. Plays the ball. It's a good ball as well. Good switch over to Benrahma. The chance here. It's got Antonio in support, and it's good clearance from Fies, and a free kick here for the foul by Paquetá on Semer. 49 minutes played, and it's Leicester 1, West Ham 0 still. And of course, as we mentioned, Tottenham are now 2-0 up against Leeds through Pedro Porro's goal, adding to the earlier goal scored by Harry Kane. The start of both halves, Tottenham have got themselves a goal as well after 3 minutes, I believe, and 47. As I mentioned, it's all to do for Leeds now. And Leicester here are going to be taking his free kick shortly. The chairman there's got a big screen in front of him. I wonder if he's watching any of the other games, the Everton game possibly on the big screen, whilst also, so the little monitor I should say that he's got in front of him. I wonder if he's watching any of the other games whilst also keeping his eye on this one. You see lots of Leicester fans on the phone and checking the radio to see what's going on with his other games as well. There's a chance here for Downs now. Referee's pulled it back for a free kick actually, so West Ham don't get the advantage. Here's Declan Rice. Last 40 minutes or so of him in a West Ham shirt probably before he leaves the club in the summer, which it does look likely, put a big transfer fee on him, but I do think he will end up leaving. Soufal wins the corner for Johnny Evans. A chance here for West Ham to pull themselves level. That's going to be Declan Rice going in there and a couple of others as well. Southampton have incidentally gone 3-2 up now against Liverpool. The Suleiman has got himself a second goal. They were 2-0 down as well. Were the Saints, and obviously they've already been relegated, but good comeback from them nonetheless. 3-2 up against Liverpool now. It's a chance here for West Ham. It's headed wide from Johnny Evans. It almost nestled into the back of his own goal there, but just about enough to get it away from danger and not trouble his own net there. I'm sure he had a bit of a scare there for a moment. There's a chance for Everton as well. Brave for Everton. Just narrowly put one wide just a second ago. West Ham have a second corner here. And Everton in that game 0-0 still against Bournemouth. Leicester hanging on as well by the skin of their teeth for a moment there. Whips in towards Agard, and now it's Downs. Flynn Downs for West Ham. Plays it towards Benrahma. Benrahma now whips across in. It's cleared out by Evans towards Sumer. And now that's with Paquetá. Paquetá for West Ham towards Declan Rice. Declan Rice here gives it to Creswell. Creswell to Benrahma. It's going to give the ball away there, and now it's with Maddison. Maddison does really well there. In fact, Maddison's done excellently there. He's just skipped past about 3 players and has kept the ball moving for Leicester as well. Now Tielemans, now here's Ian Nacho up against Agard. He pulls him back. The referee says, yes, he does. But that was fantastic play from James Maddison there. He literally skips his way through about 3 players there. And yeah, superb. Everton against Bournemouth are just going to show that chance as well now, I think. It's a big chance. It was a good save, actually, as well from Bournemouth keeper there to deny Everton in that one. So that still remains 0-0. But yeah, James Maddison there, just fantastic work from him. Really good feet. And yeah, just took it away from about 3 players before giving the ball to Tielemans. West Ham in possession. Here's 4 nows. Now Soufal. 4 nows again. Good defending there from Evans. And now Leicester just playing it around in little triangles. And really good football from Dewsbury Hall and Barnes. And I think Thomas was involved as well there. And Leicester playing some really good stuff here. Here's Maddison. Here's Dewsbury Hall now. Dewsbury Hall, what can he do? He's going to win a throw as well. That's really good play from the Leicester City midfielder. Dewsbury Hall there. Didn't look like he was going to win anything for a moment, but he got himself and his side to throw in, which is brilliant. Leicester City fans really trying to spur their side on it. Here's Thomas. Dewsbury Hall looking to find Barnes, a goal scorer, but it's cleared out and away from danger. They were fouled there on Tielemans. Ref says no, and here's Antonio towards Creswell. Creswell for West Ham. Creswell there towards Ben Rama. West Ham just knocking it around the centre of the park at the moment. Here's Declan Rice now. Gets the ball from Agard. And now Downs. Here is Declan Rice again. Here's Antonio. Up against Fies and gets forced backwards. Here's Declan Rice once more. Plays that one out towards the left side. I think it was Creswell. Here's Flynn Downs and now Paquetá and Downs again. Here is Downs once more. Paquetá, Fornals. Back to Paquetá once more. Fornals again. Now it's West Ham to try and play it through in little circles. Here is little triangles, I should say. And they win the throw as well. From Fies, who has that one behind for... In fact, it's gone behind for a corner, I should say. Which Leicester City are going to have to defend. 56 minutes played. Leicester 1, West Ham 0. Here on the commentary hub. And West Ham here. Going to take this corner through Aaron Creswell. Creswell knocks the ball in and it's comfortably claimed from Daniel Everton now. Which is a brilliant bit of goalkeeping. It was under no pressure actually from the West Ham front line though, so no danger really there. Here is Iheanacho. Here's Thomas. Now Iheanacho again. And now here's Luke Thomas once more. And now Sumer. Now Fies. Back to Sumer again. Here is Maddison. Everton have gone 1-0 up now against Bournemouth. Doucouré, the man on the score sheet, which is going to change the picture of things dramatically. Here's Maddison to Barnes. Barnes here knocks it back to Dewsbury Hall. Here is Thomas. Here's Barnes again. Now Maddison. Now Tielemans. Now here is Maddison once more. Here's Yuri Tielemans now. Here's Thomas. Here is Dewsbury Hall. Chance here for Tielemans. That's the news is now filtering through to the Leicester City supporters as well. That Everton have gone 1-0 up through that Doucouré goal. You can see the dejected faces coming. So the dejection coming on their faces at the result coming through, or the score coming through. Here is Maddison. And here it's cleared out now. And Flynn Downs wins the free kick for West Ham. Nicholas, do you mind if I throw to you on that Everton one, just so you can talk us through what happened for a moment?
That was a magnificent goal by Abdoulaye Doucouré. Just picked up the ball when he needed to, and just fired it in from a long range. And the Everton supporters jumping up and down. And Sean Dyche should be one happy man as well. As things stand, both Merseyside teams will be in the Premier League next season.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. And Sean Dyche is going to get that a long-awaited return, or a awaited return to Burnley as well, to face up against Vincent Kompany's side, who have been promoted. So Leicester City really have to not let this get on the back of them too much now. And you can see the Leicester fans there shaking their heads, and the looks in their faces of dejection and disappointment there. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't filter down too much to the players, because that's see what happens here. There's a chance here for West Ham, and it's hit off the post. I think it might have been Ben Rama there. It's hit the post, and you can see, claiming a penalty there. Referee says no. It's Mikel Antonio. I think he fell on that one and then handballed it when he was down. But you can see here it's filtered through to the players a little bit regarding that Everton score as well. They look a little bit shell shocked. Ben Rama there's just hit the post for West Ham. Everton, the Everton score, I should say, is really. Yeah, it really does look like it's been filtered through to these players, and Leicester are not playing as well now that they know that Everton are doing their bit. It wasn't a foul there either, by the way. Thomas looked like won the ball cleanly on Antonio. But yeah, you can see the disappointment on all the Leicester City fans' faces, and the players are allowing it to get to them as well. And obviously, if they do their bit, if they still get a win, then anything can happen in that game. There's still plenty of time, half hour left, plus any additional time that's carried over as well. So the players have to keep their heads here, keep their cool, and just try and, do their bit, basically, and try and get the result that they need, and then sort of hope that Bournemouth can do them a favour by getting themselves back into this game against Everton. There's a chance for Barnes. Is he fouled there? Referee says yes, he was. Free kick, Leicester. It was Kaba, the man that fouled him. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub here on, so for this alternative coverage here on the final day. West Ham just getting 2 subs ready, in fact, now as well, which I'll go to that in a moment. But you are listening to the commentary from Mike Heineman. And if you want to follow us, you can do so at Commentary Live 1 on Twitter and facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channels if you're listening on YouTube. And if you're listening on Twitch, you can always hit that follow as well. And just give us a follow for when we go live again, as Nicholas mentioned, which the next one will be tomorrow for the playoff game in League One. Here's Tielemans now. There's a chance for Fires, and it's 2-0. Leicester City have doubled the lead, and it's Fires, the man on the score sheet. There's no marking on him whatsoever. Not really much of a celebration from the Leicester man either. He's gone over to Tielemans there to thank him for the delivery. But yeah, Leicester City have gone 2-0 up now, and it's Wes Fires, the man on the score sheet. Good delivery from Yuri Tielemans, and Fires just, heads that one neatly into the corner there, beyond Lucas Fabianski, and Leicester 2 ahead against West Ham now. Just going to see who those substitutions are going to be for West Ham. They're getting 2 players ready as well, just to come on in a second. That's his first goal for Leicester. Wout Faes as well. I don't know why I said Wesley. I was looking at Wes Morgan just a moment ago. Obviously, the man who won the league as captain. And West Ham will get Danny Ings ready. He's coming on, as is Jared Bowen as well. And Mikel Antonio and Said Ben Rama are the men that have gone off. So it's Antonio off, and Ings has come on there. And Ben Rama has been replaced, as I said, by Bowen. So a chance for those 2 guys to impress in the final 28 minutes or so of this game. As it stands, Everton are safe with that 1-0 lead over Bournemouth. And Leeds, even though Leeds are losing their games, they're down. And even though Leicester are winning this game by 2 goals to 0, it won't be enough for them to survive either. There's a chance now for West Ham. Declan Rice in possession. He switches the ball over towards, that was Bowen. Great ball as well. Jared Bowen, what can he do here? He gets a shot away, and it's dragged wide of Everson's goal. But good first bit of play there from Jared Bowen, who's just been introduced for the Hammers. Let's have a look at what David Moyes is in discussions with his assistant. Let's go and have a look at what Leicester need to do. So then obviously they need Everton to concede and then see what happens from there. Arsenal incidentally are 4-0 up now against Wolves. Gabriel Jesus, the man with the 4th. In other results or in other scores, Tottenham are in fact 2-0 up against Leeds now. Pedro Porro got the 2nd. So as we mentioned earlier, Southampton are 4-2 up now. Armstrong scoring against Liverpool. So they've really turned it around from being 2-0 down. And Man United are now 2-1 up. Bruno Fernandes getting the second there against Fulham. Brentford 0, Manchester City 0 as well. And Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1. Here's Iheanacho. Palace losing to Nottingham Forest as well in another one. Here's Barnes. Harvey Barnes. Iheanacho there. What can he do? Goes back to Thomas. And now it's with Evans. Could have certainly been a different scoreline if Johnny Evans is one where he just headed it behind for a corner and nestled into his own net. Got away with one there. But also Leicester probably do deserve to be 2-0 up in this game rather than just a 1 with the chances they had in the first half, hitting the crossbar and some of the other chances they had as well. Here's James Maddison now. Here's Iheanacho. Back to Maddison again. Plays the ball into Tielemans. In fact, no, he's not. He's going to go play it to right back instead. And it's cleared out by Soufal now. And here is Paquetá. And now Flynn Downs. Here's Jarrod Bowen for West Ham. Is he fouled there by Evans? Referee says yes, he is. And there's the yellow card coming out for the first time as well. Johnny Evans the first into the book. But it certainly was a foul. It was a very cynical one there. Just couldn't quite keep up with Jarrod Bowen there and was forced to make the foul. Of course, I will be giving out a player of the match in around about 20 minutes as well. So that's going to be interesting to see which players are in contention for that. Of course, that's in association with the brilliant commentary services run by Mr. Barry Swain. So we will find out shortly who that's going to go to in about 20 minutes from now. Yellow card here for West Ham. I think it's gone to, who was that? We just got the book in there. There's Paquetá for his foul on Youri Tielemans. In fact, was it Danny Ings actually, the other substitute, who's the man in the book? Danny Ings, of course, will be thinking a little bit about Aston Villa and what happens there with having played for them earlier in the season and then making the move to West Ham. Here's James Maddison now. Now Tielemans, and now here is Johnny Evans. Now, goal scorer fires. You've got the second just not that long, just a few minutes ago. Here's Tielemans. Now, chance here for Castagna. Gets it back. Here is James Maddison. Iheanacho to Dewsbury Hall there. Now Evans. Now Thomas. Harvey Barnes there. Iheanacho loses out to Jarrod Bowen. There's a throw in there to Leicester City. 68 minutes played. Still Leicester 2, West Ham 0. Harvey Barnes scoring in the first half and Wout Faes just scoring just a few moments ago to make that 2-0. Here is Iheanacho now. Now it's with number 22 for Leicester, which is, I thought it was 27 of Castagna, I should say. Or was it Dewsbury Hall? Anyway, it's now with Sumer. And now there's Maddison. Now back to Tielemans. Tielemans tries to feed the ball through, and it's good defending there from from Agard. And chance here for Leicester. James Maddison here. What can he do? Is he going to get a shot away? Maddison. Good run from Maddison, and then just toe pokes it at Lucas Fabianski there. It's Aaron Creswell now for West Ham. Now, that was Danny Ings there. Now it's with Paquetá. Tries to feed the ball forward towards Jarrod Bowen as well. Gets a shot away, and it's a good save. And it's gilt edge opportunity there for Danny Ings, who just couldn't direct that one. He's put that one. He put that one there? Let's have a look here again. It's a good play from Jarrod Bowen. Gets a shot away. Good save originally from Everson. And he plays it back to Ings, who just skies it over the top. Leeds 1, Tottenham 2-0. Jack Harrison is the man that's got a goal back for Leeds. About 20-odd minutes left of these games. A bit of hope for the Ellen Road faithful there. Here is Dewsbury Hall now. Clears that one. Sue foul. In fact, Tottenham have now gone 3-1 up. Harry Kane scored again. Here's Dewsbury Hall. Gets a chance here for Barnes. And there is Madison. And it's gone behind for, I think it's going to be a corner here, is it? It's actually just shanked wide for a goal kick. Here's number 11 for West Ham, Paquetá now. And it's cleared out by Johnny Evans. And West Ham can't do anything with it there. Do get it back through Jared Bowen though, and he gives it to, that's Paquetá. It's gone behind for a throw. And it's going to be a Leicester sub. It's going to be number 22, Dewsbury Hall coming off. And who's he been replaced by here? I think it's going to be Mendy, 24. Yes, it is. And 2 more West Ham subs as well. 33 coming on, and also number 14. So Cornet being one of them. And 33 is Emerson. Paquetá, one of the ones coming off. Make sure Cornet coming on as one of their subs, and Creswell coming off as well, and he's going to be replaced by Emerson there for the Hammers. So we've got 2 subs there, Emerson on for Creswell and Cornet for Paquetá for West Ham, and the Leicester sub is Mendy on for Dewsbury Hall. Around about 19 minutes left to play. Leicester still 2-0 up. In other games, Leicester are, sorry, not in other games, in this game, I should say. In other games, it's Leeds 1, Tottenham 3. Harry Kane getting 2 of the 3 goals there. Pedro Porro the other one, and Jack Harrison getting Leeds' goal. I had a little bit of hope for a moment, and then I think it's about 2-3 minutes later, Tottenham got themselves back in front by those 2 goals again. And Everton still leading Bournemouth by that goal to 0 from Decore. So far it's Everton who are going to be safe, and it's Leeds, Leicester and Southampton, the 3 who are going to be playing Championship football next season. Here is Kane now for West Ham. Jordan Pickford injured for Everton. Just having a little look over him to make sure that he's going to be okay at the moment. It's a chance for West Ham though in this feature game, and it's with Emerson. Is he going to get it back? He does as well. Emerson does well here, the former Chelsea player. Chance here for Danny Ings, but well defended from Leicester City there, and away it goes, and they can counter as well. I think it's James Maddison. Now it's with Ian Nacho. Maddison again. It's got Harvey Barnes in support. It's got Ian Nacho in support and uses him. Now it's Ian Nacho. Now Tillerman goes across to the right back position, and given away by Ian Nacho there. Here's Downs. Here is, that was, I can't quite see who that was. I think it might have been Agard, just in a more defensive mid position. Here's Declan Rice. Now, here's Bowen. Here's Soufal. In fact, it wasn't Bowen, it was Downs, I should say. Downs does it back. Now Declan Rice. Looking to orchestrate something here for West Ham. Here's Emerson. Here's Declan Rice again. Now Flynn Downs for West Ham. As he fouled, a bit of advantage play. Here is Soufal now. Soufal whips it in, and it's a chance here for Cornet. Danny Ings is in possession here. He's going to get a shot away. No, he's not. Good news for Everton. Jordan Pickford is up and able to continue. Here's a chance for West Ham. It's now Flynn Downs. Declan Rice. Now Emerson. Now Cornet. Maxwell Cornet. Now Declan Rice there. Now Flynn Downs. Now Kayra. Now Bowen. Now Flynn Downs again. West Ham just playing it around the midfield here. That's 4 now. Good ball towards Sufa. Chance here for, I think that was Danny Ings. He's put that one wide in the goal. And not troubling Daniel Everson in the Leicester net. Still Leicester 2, West Ham 0. West Ham fans really enjoying themselves, having a big party at the moment. Celebrating something. I don't know what. Not that there's anything that really matters to them in terms of their positioning. Other games, it's Arsenal 4, Wolves 0 still. Aston Villa still 2-1 up against Brighton. Brentford 0, Man City 0. Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1. Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 1 now. Goal scored from Hughes. Everton 1, Bournemouth 0, as we mentioned. Leeds 1, Tottenham 3, as we mentioned. And it's Manchester City to Manchester United, I should say, 2, Fulham 1. And it's now Southampton 4, Liverpool 4. What a cracker of a game that one is. Liverpool 2-0 up, and then they were 4-2 down, and now Southampton have let that slip, and it's 4-4 with 15 to play. Certainly going out of the Premier League with plenty of excitement, Southampton, in the final game over there. Here's Tielemans now. Here is Semer. Now Tielemans again. Now it's Maddison. Now Iheanacho. Maddison once more. He's got halfway behind his support. Doesn't need it of these. Shoots and it goes wide. Takes deflection actually. It's gone behind for a Leicester corner. 15 minutes left to play. And I'm sure there's still going to be plenty of twists and turns yet. Everton leading their game. Tottenham winning their game. And Leicester winning their game as well. Aston Villa still holding on as well. Iheanacho here being replaced by Jamie Vardy for Leicester. He's just going to come on and play 15 minutes or so here for the Foxes. As you see, Mrs. Vardy in the crowd there, just applauding her husband on. That's Rebecca, of course. Here's Yuri Tielemans now to take this corner. Whips in. It's cleared away from danger, isn't it? No, it's Jamie Vardy in possession here now for Leicester. Of course, Jamie Vardy's story in itself is a great story, from Fleetwood Premier League winner back in 2015, 2016, and won the FA Cup as well. And looks like he's going to be going back down to the Championship here with Leicester, unless Everton can, unless Bournemouth could get themselves something against Everton. There's a chance here for Leicester to make it 3, though. 78 minutes or so. Sorry, 78 minutes played now on the clock. And be giving you the player of the match very, very shortly from this game. Chance here to see if Leicester can make it 3. It's whipped in. It's cleared out by Cornet and then away from danger, but only as far as... That was Semer, I think it was, and now back to Everson. I think it was Mendy actually in possession for Leicester just a moment ago. Leicester here, Jamie Vardy now. Here's Ings for West Ham. Looking to find... It's a shot there, it's 2-1. And that is a goal from, I think it's 4 now, so it's just scored there for West Ham. Yeah, it was 4 now. The man who made certain of their place in the Conference League final in midweek has got West Ham back into this one now. And it's Leicester City 2, West Ham 1. Pablo Fornals there. It's good bit of play from West Ham. It's a bit poor, actually, from a Leicester point of view. I think he came off of, might have been Thomas there. And then it's just Cooley in off the post from Pablo Fornals there. Got the beating of Fires, the Leicester City goal scorer. And just Cooley finishes that one in off the post beyond Daniel Everson. And it's game on now. Leicester 2, West Ham 1. West Ham not out of this yet. Here is Harvey Barnes now. Now it's with Luke Thomas. A little bit of fault there for the Leicester goal. A little bit of a poor touch from him, and I think he's going to be disappointed with that one. As Leicester City have now got to try and hold on for a result here, and then try and hope that something happens in the Everton game against Bournemouth. But that's a poor kick out from Everton towards Cornet. Cornet up against Castagna. Now it's with Emerson. Now goal scorer Fornals, and he just tried to knock that one over to Cornet, but it goes behind for a Leicester City goal kick. Plenty of Leicester fans checking their phones to see what's going on once more with this Everton and Bournemouth game. Checking their radios, etc. as well. 10 minutes left to play here in this all-important game. It's a throw for Leicester. Could it be the first time that Dean Smith gets one over on David Moyes here? And could it still not make any difference to Leicester's survival nonetheless? Arsenal 5-0 up against Wolves now. Jakub Kiwior has scored the 5th goal for the Gunners, incidentally. It's still 1-0 to Leicester. Actually, 2-1 to Leicester, 1-0 to Everton, and 3-1 to Tottenham, and 2-1 to Aston Villa in all those important games. And Leicester have a free kick here. Will be taken by James Maddison. Someone's just spotted themselves on the big screen. Here's Fires now. Now that is Maddison. Is he going to win anything there? He wins. I think he wins a throw. He does. 81 played. Leicester still holding on by 2 goals to 1. It's a throw-in to be taken by, I think that's Castagna there. Throws it down the line and it's given away and seen through by Agard and away from danger. It's another Leicester throw. It's going to be taken here. From the right back Castagna again. What is he going to do here? Throws it to Sumer and wins another throw again. Leicester with their 3rd throw in quick succession. 83 minutes played here on the commentary hub, and it's Leicester 2, West Ham 1. There's a chance here for Leicester to try and get themselves a corner, but it's gone behind, in fact, and it's going to be a West Ham throw. And it's going to be taken by Emerson. Still remains Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1, Leeds 1, Tottenham 3, and Everton 1, Bournemouth 0 as well. There's a chance for West Ham. Down it goes. And it's going to be a chance here for Cornet. He just took that one away from Fornals. I think if Cornet had spoken to his teammate there, would have been a shot at goal, and possibly even 2-2 there from another Fornals goal. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub, and this is the alternative coverage of the final day. Leicester 2, West Ham 1 as it stands. Leicester still going to be playing Championship football as it stands, though, alongside Leeds and Southampton, because of Everton leading their game against Bournemouth. Here is Declan Rice now for West Ham. Here's Emerson. Now Cornet. Chance here for West Ham to get it back. It's now Agard. He plays that one towards Soufal. Here is Declan Rice now. Now Downs and Bowen and Rice again. Chance here to whip it in, and it's straight into the gloves of Daniel Iverson, who claims that comfortably. and just falls on top of it as well. I will be giving you my player of the match in around about a minute's time from now. Been a tricky one to call, but I think I do have a name or two in mind. There's a chance here for Leicester to get the ball forward to Vardy, and West Ham see it out well. Fires here towards Samer. And now Tielemans. In fact, it goes back to Fires again. And now Maddison. Given away. Now Cornet. And here is... That was Keira. And now Downs. And now out it goes to Emerson. Chance here. West Ham going to get himself another sub on in a minute. Their final sub as well. It's going to be making going to be entering the play in a second. Emerson down, and also Castagna down for Leicester. There we challenge between the pair of them. But yeah, West Ham going to make their final sub in a second from now as well. And now the ball's out of play. It'll probably be now, in fact. And it's number 12, Flynn Downs, making way for number 10, Manuel Lanzini. He's going to play the final 5 minutes plus additional time here for West Ham. And a free kick here for the Hammers as well, in a dangerous position. 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes to play here in this all-important game. Leicester have to try and hold on and then still hope that something can happen at Everton and Bournemouth can get a result for them. But it's a corner here, which Vuk Faze does well to head behind for, and it's a real bit of pressure now from West Ham in the final couple of seconds there before these 4 minutes are going to be played. Jarrod Bowen's going to be over this corner, but there is an injury to one of the Leicester men. I think he's up and about. Anyways, he's moving. I think it's 27, Castagna, that was down. I'll give him a player of the match after this corner. Here's Jarrod Bowen now to whip it in, and it's a chance of good clearance out from, I think it was Jamie Vardy back there, in fact, and Leicester are going to counter. Here's James Maddison. In fact, I'll give it to you after this counter attack. Here's Barnes, and it's going to go back to West Ham. West Ham is going to play it around. So yeah, my player of the match, Nicholas, I'm going to give it to James Maddison at Leicester City. I think he's been instrumental in this game. I think he's had a really, really good game. He's caused West Ham problems. So yeah, for me, James Maddison gets player of the match. There's a few honourable mentions. I think Harvey Barnes was worth a shout as well, but James Maddison for me has looked very, very good in this game. Here is Soufal now, and now that's with Lanzini. West Ham just playing it around here. Now with Emerson. And it's Declan Rice. Wanted the ball there, but didn't get it. It's now with Keira. And now it's Lanzini again. Chance here for West Ham. Now here's Danny Ings trying to find corner, but good defending from Leicester. Here is the goal scorer for West Ham, Fornals. Tries to find Soufal, cleared out by Johnny Evans there. And it's now with James Maddison, the man who I've just given player of the match to. Again, he skips away from another couple of West Ham players there, and he's caught as well, actually, just quite lately there. 2 minutes left of normal time. This Leicester 2, West Ham 1. It's a good ball there to find Jamie Vardy, but given away. Declan Rice does well for West Ham. There's an injury to James Maddison there. Just as I give him player of the match, he's just down, holding his ankle down. He looks in agony as well, does James Maddison. But we'll give you an update when we know. Other scores, it's Arsenal 5, Wolves 0, as I said. Brace from Granit Xhaka, Saka scoring as well, Jesus scoring, and Kivior scoring as well. Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1. So Aston Villa still hanging on as it stands. It's Brentford 1, Man City 0 now. Pinnock scoring for Brentford. Set up by Brian and Mbumo. That one's gone into injury time. City are losing. Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1, Palace 1, Forest 1, Everton 1, Bournemouth 0 with Doucouré's goal. Tottenham still 3-1 up against Leeds. Manchester United 2-1 up against Fulham, as I mentioned before. That hasn't changed, and neither has Southampton 4, Fulham 4 as well. Leicester City 2, West Ham 1. So it looks very much like it's going to be Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton, the sides playing Championship football next season. With James Maddison, I think, might be forced to come off here. Dean Smith looking on to see what he needs to do. If he needs to make a substitution or what's going to happen there. Be interested to see what happens with Leicester if they do end up going down. They do have some quality players, of course, with the likes of Tielemans and Maddison and Barnes and players that will certainly still be in a lot of things we want from the Premier League, I should say. As we're into 6 minutes of additional time here. So 6 minutes remaining to see what happens. David Moyes doesn't look very pleased about that one. But yeah, we're into 6 minutes of additional. Here's corner for West Ham, but he's caught offside there nonetheless. I see a big sign here. One of the fans, the young fans, saying, "Don't give up now, Foxes never quit." Everton and Bournemouth have 10 minutes of additional time, incidentally. Wow. That's a substitution here. It's going to be 27 Castagna coming off for Leicester. This is going to be replaced by Pereira. We've got a lot of injury time to be played in these games. I'll have to come to you, Nicholas, for the final 3 or 4 minutes probably to see what happens with Everton against Bournemouth after this one's been decided. It's going to be taken here by Everson now, this goal kick. It's free kick, in fact. Looking for Vardy, and now it's with Samer. And now, I think it was Pereira there. It's just won a throw-in. We're into the 6 minutes of additional time. We've already had about a minute and a half of those. Very tense moment for Leicester and Everton right now to see who's going to keep their Premier League safety. Or their Premier League position. Here is Pereira now. He's going to take this throw in. He throws it down the line towards Maddison, and it's going to be a goal kick here for West Ham. 4 minutes left of the 6. Dean Smith trying to bark some instructions across to his team. Here's Keira for West Ham now. Keira brings it out of defence, finds Manuel Lanzini. Now it's with, that was the centre-back, Agard, down the line for Cornet. Cornet towards Declan Rice here for West Ham. Declan Rice towards Manuel Lanzini here. Lanzini to Agard again. Now it's on to Emerson. In towards Cornet. Back to Emerson once more. West Ham keeping possession of the ball well. Here is Keira. And now Rice. Now Jarrod Bowen there. Bowen towards Keira again. Here's Lanzini. Of course, we will be covering West Ham in a couple of weeks against Fiorentina in the Conference League final. So, Hammers fans, if you are tuning in and you want to, there's a chance I could just bear with me a second. There's a chance for 4 hours and it's over the top. But as I was saying, Hammers fans, if you are interested in listening to alternative coverage of your Conference League final against Fiorentina, then come and check it out here on the Commentary Hub as well. That's going to be covered in a couple of weeks to see how your side get on and if you can lift that trophy. Leicester faces there, looking very disappointed and also very, very nervous as well with about 2.5 minutes left of this game. You see a few faces there starting to look a little bit upset and a few tears as well from Leicester fans. It's a header one there from Pereira. And now it's with Lanzini. Now Emerson. Now That's with Agard and Sufa. Now Keira. And now good header out from, that was Pereira there. Of course, Leicester City, just a couple of seasons ago, I think it was 2015, 2016, so not that long ago, really. 5,000-1 winners of the Premier League, finishing ahead of the likes of Arsenal and Tottenham and Manchester City, of course, Chelsea, Manchester United, and many other teams, Newcastle as well, who would have been a lot more shorter prices than themselves. So that's a big achievement for them. And obviously winning the FA Cup 2020 and 2021 as well. But it looks like they're going to be playing Championship football next season rather than playing Championship, rather than playing Champions League football, I should say, which they played in the 2016-2017 campaign. They're going to be playing Championship football next season. Here is Emerson now, and it's now Declan Rice. Now Cornet. Now Rice into the last minute here. And it's whipped in and headed out by Fayez. 4-1 now to Tottenham. Lucas Moura has given the Tottenham fans a little bit more hope of getting into the Conference League. Currently is still Aston Villa that really has had to see there with their 2-1 lead over Brighton at the moment. As we're now closing out the final 30 seconds or so here. Leicester doing their bit. It looks like they have done their bit as well. It looks like they are going to hold on and get the win here, Leicester. Defeating West Ham by 2-1. It was around about 10 seconds or so left of that game. So it does look like they are going to be playing Championship football next season. Aston Villa playing Conference League football next season. That has been confirmed. They've beaten Brighton by 2-1. So Tottenham do finish 8th in the Premier League and do miss out, as this final whistle has been blown as well. And Leicester City have done their bit. Leicester City 2, West Ham 1. 2 goals from the first goal being scored. Sorry, the second goal scored by Fayez. The first goal was scored by Harvey Barnes, and then it was Pablo Fornals, the man who gave hope towards West Ham. But yeah, it looks like Everton are going to be the side that stay up. Leeds playing Championship football next season. They've lost 4-1 to Tottenham at Ellen Road. And we are still going to be playing a little bit of time at Everton. So we'll go over to Nicholas, who can talk you through the closing stages. But it does look like Leicester need a miracle, really. At the moment, they're relegated. But there's still, about 3 minutes being played or so at Everton against Bournemouth. But it does look like Everton are going to be safe as things stand.
Thanks, Mike. We've less than 3 minutes to go. Everton are still holding on to their lead against Bournemouth. Bournemouth did have a couple of chances a couple of minutes ago through their substitute Pina, but it just wasn't to be so far for the Cherries. Everton holding on. They now have a throw in. I couldn't see that was. The ball was deflected out by Ghana, and it will be a throw-in once again to Bournemouth. As things stands, the Toffees will remain in the Premier League next season, and it looks like they certainly are going to be doing enough. Whatever happens, Everton will still be in the Premier League. Even if Bournemouth draw, that won't matter. And so it's AFC Bournemouth with the ball. And it looked like Onana got into a bit of, and it looked like Onana tangled with the Bournemouth player. I couldn't see who it was. It might have been Billing for all I know. But Leicester City Leicester City now awaiting the results. Everton and Bournemouth match still going on with 1 minute with 1 minute to go. Just now, time to go through the final results as they are. Arsenal 5, Wolves 0, Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1, Brentford 1, Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1, Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Leeds 1, Tottenham 4, Leicester 2, West Ham 1, Manchester United 2, Fulham 1, and Southampton 4, Liverpool 4. What a way for Southampton to go out on the final day of the season. They have already been confirmed as relegated to the Championship for next season. We're now into the last 10 seconds of Everton against Bournemouth. It doesn't look like anything significant will be happening within this time. So as far as we're concerned, Everton are safe. The fans are just waiting for the referee. The fans are just waiting for the referee to blow his whistle and signal the end of the game. Bit of a foul going on inside the area, and in fact, it is full time at Goodison Park. Everton are safe. So that means to say that Leicester City and Leeds United are relegated and will be playing in the Championship next season. Everton had. I think I had a feeling that Everton would stay in the Premier League. I was right for once. So the full-time score at Goodison Park is Everton 1, AFC Bournemouth 0, and there's a massive pitch invasion at Goodison Park. So I'm going to leave it there and bring back Mike Harneman for his final thoughts on the Premier League final day. Mike.
Wow, how exciting was that? Again, I said there'd be twists and turns. It looked like at half-time Leicester were going to be doing enough, and then it all turned in the second half there. Everton getting the all-important goal that they needed to go and win the game, and then put to keep themselves safe, and send Leicester and Leeds down. Leeds went down with a whimper, losing 4-1 to Tottenham at home. Tottenham, of course, themselves missing out on the Conference League because of the Aston Villa victory against Brighton, but Leicester City went down with a victory, good victory as well for them. And as I said, at half time, it looked like it was going to be Leicester City surviving, but then Everton stepped up. Decore stepped up as well. And as you said, it's going to be the Merseyside derby again next season. And for Leicester City, they're going to be playing rivals Coventry, and Leeds are going to be playing their rivals in the likes of Rotherham as well. So there's going to be interesting games across the board, no matter what anyway. But yeah, Everton doing their bit to get the job done. As you see that massive pitch invasion once again. Leeds down, Leicester down, and it's a shame for Leicester, obviously, on the back of what happened, them winning the Premier League 2015, 2016 at 5,000 to 1, and the FA Cup 2020, 21 as well, and being Champions League in 2016, 17 in that campaign. But hopefully they'll bounce back, and I'm sure it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the transfer window. The likes of Maddison and Tielemans, who I'm sure will move on, and where those sort of players end up. Harvey Barnes as well, of course.
Yes, indeed. So before we go, time to go through the Premier League final table. Manchester City, the champions, as we know, and they'll be in the Champions League along with Arsenal, Manchester United, and Newcastle. Liverpool and Brighton will be in the Europa League group stage and joining the final and in the qualification for the first round of the Europa Conference League is Aston Villa. Tottenham and Brentford came oh so close, none more so than Tottenham, but it just wasn't enough for them, and Fulham completes the top 10. The bottom half of the table is led by Crystal Palace. Chelsea, after a miserable season, have finish in 12th, Wolves in 13th, West Ham 14th. They will, of course, be against Fiorentina in the Europa Conference League final in 2 weeks' time. Bournemouth in 15th, Nottingham Forest, who we thought at one stage would be relegated. They finish in 16th, doing just enough to survive, as do Everton. And as we know, confirmed as relegated are Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton. Mike, does this set the trend for what could well be an exciting next season in the Premier League?
Yeah, 100%. I think, next season is going to be a really good season. Newcastle spending big, I'm sure, in the summer will be challenging for the title. Arsenal hopefully will be going there for the title again. Manchester City will be there or thereabouts again. I'm sure Liverpool, Manchester United will be there or thereabouts as well. Chelsea have to improve dramatically. And then obviously, when you look at the bottom sides, Everton have to improve dramatically because they don't want to be in this kind of situation where they're trying to survive on the final day of the season again next year. They've really got to recruit well and improve. Nottingham Forest as well being another one. And then obviously the new boys coming up in Sheffield United, Burnley and Luton Town as well. So that's going to be an interesting Premier League to see. Lots of teams go to the Kenilworth Road, and that's going to be just crazy in itself. To be fair, with the likes of Manchester City and Arsenal travelling there, and then obviously the Conference League to see how Aston Villa get on and how Brighton get on in Europa League as well. So yeah, it's going to be a great season. Commiserations, of course, to Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton. Congratulations to Everton. Also, congratulations to Aston Villa as well. Commiserations to Tottenham and to Brentford, who miss out on Europe.
Yes, indeed they do. But Brentford have had an amazing season to finish in the top 8, but with Leicester and Leeds going down. You mentioned Leeds playing against one of their local rivals, Rotherham. They will also be playing against another Yorkshire. They'll also be playing against another Yorkshire side next season, and tomorrow it's an all Yorkshire derby. It's the League One playoff final between Sheffield Wednesday and Barnsley. Join myself and Russ Vernon for that one. My thanks to Mike Harneman for his superb commentary and his insightful opinions. And to all our listeners, thank you very much for listening in to what has been a really decisive and crucial final day of the Premier League season. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow for the League One playoff final between Sheffield Wednesday and Barnsley. Good night to you all.